Hi, I'm Roberto Martinez and you're watching Toffee TV.
Hello, welcome to Toffee TV with me, Ped. This is Toffee Tweets. We'll be talking about Everton 4, Aston Villa 0, using your tweets off Twitter at Toffee TV1 using the hashtag Toffee Tweets. Let's just get straight into it. Adam Tirpo EFC says, great team performance, Villa dreadful, can beat anyone when Barkley, Lukaku, Delafeu play like that, hashtag class. Jesus Pablo says, a good team performance with Villa, like Sunderland, we're awful. Next few games we'll need Roberto Martinez to have more than a plan A. Plan A, well, you say that, but, you know, a lot of decent teams coming up that we should be able to beat, so maybe plan A, maybe there's a plan A, plan B, and plan C all in there at once. Shani Sheikh says, I'm just running out of superlatives for Rom, Ross, Jerry and Stones. At the moment, the future looks amazingly bright. It certainly does. Keep them four playing, keep them fit, keep them motivated, keep them at the club. John _ B58 says, the Lukaku, Delafeu and Barkley access is maturing really well and benefiting from the workload and movement of Kone. Absolutely spot on, John. Kone's come in early on the season, fitted in there, but I think with Delafeu on the other side as well, it's all starting to come in, and Lukaku is just a completely different player when he's got someone in and around him. You look at the game on Saturday, how many times did he actually have his back to goal? Hardly ever. And when have we said that? Blue Den 1 says, one for the unsung heroes of recent weeks has been Gareth Barry. He's got back to his form of the first season for us. Yeah, absolutely spot on. He's back to just doing his job. You know, with those players playing in front of him, he doesn't really have to worry about anything else. He's just sitting in front of the back four and doing his job. James McCarthy's energy, obviously fully fit, has helped him a lot. But he's been class actor in the last few weeks. McRory C says, not a bad result, but would it be worth trying Jerry down the middle next game? Well, let's be honest, Jerry does play down the middle a lot of the time. You only have to look at the fourth goal. You only have to look at the goal he set up at West Ham. You know, he's playing in there. There's a fluid system. And let's not forget, the early goals were all because of him playing down the right and absolutely terrorising Richardson. Richardson will be having nightmares about him for a long time. So we're getting the best out of both of them at the moment. So let's just appreciate what he's doing for us, because he's been absolutely fantastic. James Hardock says, good performance overall. Barkley, Tom and Jerry linking up perfectly for the goals and a clean sheet. Yes, a clean sheet. Nigel Harrison says, great performance yesterday, although Villa were bad. They were bad. Fourth goal supplied by 4 players under 23. Youth the key under Roberto Martinez. Yes, it is. That core of players, if they were allowed, or we could keep them and they mature together, you know, what kind of team would we have? It would be fantastic. Plus the other players around them, you know, there's plenty of others. Brad Maninsky has said, boss match. Villa tried to park the bus while Rom and Ross promptly lit the bus on fire. They did try and park the bus, but they weren't very good at it. Trevor Edwards says, another immaculate display by Barry. Mercurial play by Delafeu. Class by Barkley, and Lukaku the complete number 9. That's how you use your 140 characters on Twitter. Good work, Trevor. Luke says, still worried. What are you worried about, Luke? What? You need to tell us more. What are you worried about? Are you worried that we're not good enough? Are you worried about we're going to lose players? What are you worried about? Are you worried about Tim Howard? Are you just worried in general that it's coming up to Christmas and you haven't got a job and your bird's nagging you and it's getting a little bit worrying? Or you're just worried that it's coming up to Christmas and you haven't got a bird? I don't know. You're going to have to get in touch with us, Luke, and let us know. So many things. Another Luke Slemon says, Stones to Delafeu to Barkley to Lukaku, goal. These 4 are the spine of the team. Let's keep the momentum going. Absolutely right. In the next few weeks, we have got games that we should be winning, and if we can win those games, then we are in a fantastic shout for the top 4, because let's be honest, it's not great out there at the moment. There's plenty of chances. Andy McGee says, missed the last 2 games after not missing one for years. Am I allowed back next week? Excellent team performance. Andy, the answer to that is you are not allowed back. In fact, never come back. Sophie Gallagher says, good again, even though Villa are poor. Delafeu, Lukaku, Barkley make me excited every week. Sophie, keep that to yourself. That's a personal thing. I don't need to know about it. Thank you very much. But yes, they were poor. But what is good is last season we weren't beating the poor sides. You know, you remember the likes of Hull at Goodison, the likes of West Brom at Goodison. We played poor sides and we couldn't break them down. In the last couple of games, not only have we broke them down, we scored 10 goals and conceded 2. So stay excited, Sophie, whatever terms. JK1878, who has an absolutely fantastic picture on Twitter, a lovely picture of Katie Horseface looking really dishevelled and bloodied. Love it. I spilled a fizzy drinking device amidst celebrating my team placing a curved object in a square net, respectively. I think it's more of a rectangle, a goal. Is it not a rectangle rather than squared? You've tried to be clever with your tweet, and you've got your description of shapes wrong, and I just think that's the lowest form of wit. And he says, great attacking play. To keep this team, Martinez needs consistency, maybe a cup and top 4. Hope we can do it, the club say. Absolutely spot on. This team has to win a trophy. We cannot let another generation of great players pass us by, because that's what will cause the team to break up. A bit of luck, we could win a trophy with this team, but it also needs investment. It needs other players in and around the team to make it better. Let's not kid ourselves and say we are the best thing ever, because we're not. We're not. We're great when we're great, and sometimes we're not great, so we do need other players, so let's hope we can get them. Jake White 16 says, can't pick out a best player from that. Everyone played brilliantly. 10 goals in our last 2 games at Goodison. Spot on. Kai says, great atmosphere in the Gladys Street. Gareth Barry, man of the match. For me, controlled the game so well. I mean, Gareth Barry, you think about how well Ron played, Delafeu played, Barkley played, John Stones played, and Gareth Barry's the man of the match. That just shows the difference. Last season we were all thinking he had a contract to play every game. Lee Ledbetter says, Villa awful. Why do you have to lead with that, Lee? Come on, positives. We need to keep a high tempo. First goal was first intense fast move and we scored. Christmas target 30 points. Is that driving or in the league? Dave Parkinson says, looked like we had more goals in us. Didn't need to get out of third gear. I don't think we need to get out of second gear. Ross, Jerry and Rom, all great. Unsung 3, McCarthy, Barry and Kone, all allow them to play. Stones is just a joy to watch. I've said this before. Stones makes kids want to play centre-back. He's making the position fantastic. He nutmegs people. He's amazing. Love him. And last but not least, Matthew McLawrence says, we were decent, but Villa were abysmal. Any team would have put at least 6 or 7 past them. Come on, Matthew! Be positive. Not every team would have scored 6 or 7 against them. They tried the same tactic 2 weeks ago in Man City and drew 0-0. Be positive. We won 4-0, and you know what? It could have been 8-0, but we stopped playing after an hour just to be like, whatever. We brought Leon Osman on. Imagine what that must have felt for a Villa fan. He's sitting there, he's watching his team get beat 4-0, and the opposition team have got abundance of talent on the bench, and he brings Leon Osman on. Think about that before you start thinking anyone would beat Aston Villa. Thank you for everyone for getting in touch with us on Twitter at Toffee TV 1 and giving you this tweet. If after every game, we shouldn't even have to prompt you. Just put the hashtag in there, Toffee tweet. Doesn't even have to say at Toffee TV 1. We'll find you. Jake will find you. That's his one job. He's got 2 jobs. Toffee TV tweet finder and eating Jag Mars bars from the Aldi while on set. There's only 2 jobs in life. So do that for him. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks for joining us. See you later.